Let's make a vegan crab-ish cake. Grab the ingredients listed and I will walk you step by step on how to make this delicious plant-based version of crab cake for those of you who are doing Meatless Monday or if you're just looking for more versatile options when it comes to a plant-based diet. First, you're going to blend up your seaweed and then add lemon juice to your food processor. And then you will add all of your veggies and herbs. So this will be your onion, heart of palm, capers, artichokes, as well as your parsley. If you're looking for a recipe that has very precise ingredient measurements, this may not be the video for you. I highly encourage everyone to season and taste as you go because our taste buds might be a little bit different. And this also promotes creativity in the kitchen so that way you can add and remove things as you see fit instead of ruling out a recipe altogether. Before going plant-based, I was not a seafood eater. I can't even say that I've ever had real crab before or shrimp or lobster, but I will say that this is one dish that I truly enjoy. For our base on this dish, we're going to combine Dijon mustard, vegan mayo, as well as our dry seasoning, a little bit of tamari, and this will help bind everything together. If you have not tried the spicy garlic seasoning that they have at Trader Joe's, highly recommend. And me living in Maryland for a year, I couldn't help myself. I just had to add the Old Bay to this. So we're going to add a little bit of sea salt and then tamari, which is gluten-free soy sauce without the gluten in it. We're going to mix it all together, and then from there, we are going to combine our veggies with our wet ingredients and fold it in. So although I cannot answer the question on if this actually tastes like a crab cake because I've never had a real crab cake before, I will say that my family members who do enjoy seafood and who have had authentic crab cakes say that this is pretty comparable as far as the flavor, but they did say the texture is a little bit different. So after you add the breadcrumbs, this will help bind everything together. We're going to make a crust. So we're going to do breadcrumbs and then our dry seasonings, Old Bay, and then that Trader Joe's garlic seasoning that's spicy. We're going to add that and then give it a quick mix. And then from there, we're going to form our crab cakes into little patties, dip it into the dry mixture, and then lay them down so that way they can rest before adding them to our hot oil and my cast iron skillet. I was able to get about 8 of our crab-ish cakes just from the ingredients that I have listed. So you can expect to get about 2 to 3 servings out of this recipe. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to make with these crab-ish cakes. And I asked several of my family members, and everyone was saying that usually they just eat crab cakes as an appetizer and not as a meal. So I decided to pair this with a salad as well as some tartar sauce in order for this to be an actual meal. My first time actually having crab cakes was at Meals for the Heart, that is inside of the French Market in New Orleans. And when I tell you, it changed my life. I was like, do I actually like seafood? Maybe. Wasn't sure. But on to my tartar sauce recipe. Very simple. Vegan mayo, white onion, chopped pickles. These pickles that I have are actually from a farm that's over here in the area that I live in. And there's a wonderful lady that makes them. We're going to add lemon juice, a little bit of vegan mayo, dill, and horseradish. Another fun fact, I never had any sort of tartar sauce, rightfully so, because I have not eaten any actual seafood until I became plant-based. And my family said that this tartar sauce that I made tastes amazing. So I think now might be an appropriate time to answer a question that a lot of anti-vegan or anti-plant-based people might have, and that is, why do you guys always call your dishes something that is not vegan? Why are you calling it a crab cake if it's not a crab cake? The answer is very simple. Most people who are plant-based or vegan did not grow up plant-based or vegan. Therefore, when you're making dishes and you're creating them, you need something in order to compare it to, especially those who are transitioning. So if I were to make these patties and would say, hey, here's a heart of palm and artichoke cake, then, somebody might ask, what does it taste like? I could say, oh, it kind of tastes like a crab cake. So why not just call it a vegan crab cake? I'm all for people making choices that benefit their health, and I am not one that places a huge emphasis on telling people what they should and should not be eating. As long as what you're doing makes you happy, I am all here for it. All I ask is that you have an open mind. Try this crab cake or crab-ish cake recipe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would change. And yeah, if you don't want to make this gluten-free, you don't have to, but this was absolutely fun to make, garnishing it and everything. And I hope you enjoy. Bon appetit.